Hey guys, welcome back. GM Dave. It's been a while. I want to work on my bunny right now. Well, I want to talk about my bunny. So, I got 3 different builds. The last build is incredibly tricky. So, let's go on with it. I got 2 builds. 2 of them for high voltage. 1 crit and 1 not crit. For the crit, all 3 are going to stay the same. Slayer. Okay, you want the Slayer set. For the crit build, you'd want to go with crit rate and crit damage for your reactor, okay? For her module setup, you'd want to go with this. You're going to suffer, if you don't want multi-talented, which you don't really need. Okay, let's go through the other ones first. So, skill insight, skill concentration, finalize emergency measure, and yeah, for the crit, you want singular specialist and electric specialist, skill expansion for the range, some HP right there. Now, time distribution for the cooldown, and 14.3 is perfectly fine. I left this as multi-talented because I'm super cheap, because Ultimate Bunny starts with the M, the Malachite. So you can do something right here. So you can add electrosensation, or you can add more range. Right now, with her range in the arcade tuning, what do you call it? Okay, you're adding more range right here. I'll get back to this in a bit. So you're adding more range right here. So right now you're getting 1.2 for but with the amp control, you're getting 1.941. Now, max is 2, and with your inversion reinforcements, you're gonna get max 2. Okay, so it's fine. So right here, you can replace multi-talented with electrosensation for more damage, or you can go with amp control for more range. But again, I'm cheap. Don't be me. Add something in there, but I'm cheap. I'm leaving it as this. Because, and so as far as this, I'm not putting focus on electric and focus on singular, because together that equals to a minus 12.2% cooldown, right? You don't need that because the time distribution works perfectly. Minus 14.3 cooldown. So here's the thing, I'll show you. So here's her third ability, right? Lightning emission. Your duration is gonna stay up before your cooldown resets. See, the duration is still up. So you're fine. So that's with my cool crit rate setup. Now my not crit, because the crit rate, you're relying on obviously the crit percentage, right, and the crit damage. So, but if you just want a steady damage, but more power, you'd go with the non-crit rate. Okay. For non-crit, I have this. So you'd want to go with the electric and singular, because it's electric and singular. That's your third ability. Electric and singular. So for the non-crit rate, everything, the other stays the same. See these two: singular, expansion, electric, increase HP, time distribution, multi-talented. Again, see, those stay the same. The only ones that are changing are the crit mods. So you want electric and singular amp for more damage, right? Amp control for more range, electric sensation for more damage. Now with I'm at 6 at inversion. It's already maxed out. Your range is maxed out at 6 inversion reinforcements. So you'd want to go with this. Electric amp, and then and so for her arcade tuning, you're getting rid of all the crit, and I'm just adding to HP for survivability. That's it. Now if you want to run faster, you can add into that. Let me see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Now you can add the other two wherever you want. If you want to go ahead and max it out for the movement speed, you can. But she sprints anyways, so I don't feel the need to. So I just use that for survivability. And that's my setup for the non-crit build. Okay. Now, this last one is tricky. High voltage. You can go high voltage crit or non-crit. That's your choice. I went with crit. I'm not gonna buy another one to do the setup for non-crit. I'm just gonna rearrange it because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet for money. So, but when I do start making money, I'll do all that. So I went with the crit build. Okay, kind of like this. However, you need the cooldown. So that's why I went with focus now. Yes, you're losing some power, but you gotta make that sacrifice. I'll show you in a bit. So cooldown, focus on singular, focus on electric, MP conversion, and nimble fingers for the cooldown. See? Now we're back to the crits. Front lines, emergencies, skill, insight, skill, concentration. Now for her reactor, this is tricky because you're focusing on the fourth ability here, which is fusion. However, while it's counting down for that boom right there, and while it's counting down for that boom, you're going to be doing damage with your singular. What are you going to do? Now with our arcade ability, okay, I have cooldown right now. Yeah, sacrifice all those for a cooldown. With the cooldown, I have to sacrifice some power. I have to sacrifice these two. Right? 52% for skill power, I gotta sacrifice. However, okay, do you want to go back to this? Skill crit? You want the crit rate and crit damage, obviously, right? But do you want the singular mod? You don't want the singular mod because you're doing damage with lightning emission, which is your third ability, which is singular, right? You're doing damage with that while your fusion is counting down for that boom. So what is your choice? I don't know. I'm gonna go through several of them. Now you stick with singular, right? Energy damage with that. That's going down. Okay, let me see what's the cooldown on it. 1 1000, 2 1000. Okay, 2 seconds for a cooldown. Okay. While the whole time you're doing damage with your emissions, while you're waiting for the fourth, for that boom. 1 1000, 2 1000, 2 1000, 2 seconds. I don't have a fancy computer, so I'm doing this on my PS5. It is what it is. So you're getting 2 seconds cooldown, alright? But you're sacrificing skill power. Sacrificing some skill power. And that is a singular reactor. Now, because that fourth is fusion, do you want to focus on singular or do you want to focus on fusion? What is going to be? You want, this is crit damage and fusion right here. Okay, that's more of a Sharon mod build. So here, this is a fusion right here. You want, this is a skill crit rate, skill crit damage, skill crit rate, skill crit damage, and this is a fusion. Right? So you'd want to go with that fusion, because if you go with that fusion, your third is going to suffer. Right? You're not going to do that much damage on your third. We're waiting for that boom. 1 1000, 2 1000. Okay. What do? Do you want to take that chance of the boom going off? Because if it goes off and it does crit and crit damage, you're gonna get a massive amount of damage. You're gonna get 3, 4, 5, 6 million damage probably. But for regular trash mobs, it's, do you really need that? Or if you don't want, let me see, where is it? Here you go, cooldown fusion. Do you want the cooldown in fusion? Do you want the cooldown in crit rates? I suggest crit rate over crit damage. Cooldown in electric. I have cooldown in fusion right here. So with this, you're not gonna have any cooldown timing at all. Once it booms, it's ready. Boom, ready. Boom, ready. Boom, ready. It's immediately ready. There's no cooldown at all whatsoever. But yeah, if you're going with that, you're gonna want cooldown, then you're gonna want and cooldown here on your arcade tuning. Now, if you don't, if you figure, hey, I want a little bit more power. Fine. That's 5 points. 1, 2, 3. I just put it in there. However you guys want to do it. Now, without that, the arcade tuning, cooldown in the arcade tuning, but you still have cooldown here. That's gonna come down to maybe 2 seconds probably. Two 1000. There you go. Less than 2 1000 probably. One 1000, less than 2 seconds. Okay, so the cooldown on your reactor really helps. The gold roll, the higher the better. But what do you want to do? You want to sacrifice your lightning emission damage while you're waiting for that boom? Do you want cooldown? Hopefully, if it booms, you want more damage. You want cooldown crit damage, cooldown fusion, cooldown electric, cooldown crit rate. What do you want to do? That's your choice, and that's why it's a little tricky. Now, or if you want to go with crit rate and crit damage for your fusion, that's gonna be hecka slow. Maybe 4 to 5 second cooldown. One 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1005. Okay, let's try it again. You guys got, fancy computers, you can do the math. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 seconds. Okay, without your reactor and without the arcade tuning, it's going to be about 5 seconds. And with 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we already did this, right? Already at the beginning. Okay, there you go. You're saving yourself 2 to 3 seconds. So, what do you want to do, guys? That's your choice. That's why it's a little tricky for these Electron Condense. So to go with the crit rate version, if you go with non-crit rate version, you can. Then you're gonna have to play with that a little bit. But you want to keep the cooldowns. Okay, if you want to go the non-crit rate, replace these two, alright, with the electric and singular amp, and replace again these two with amp control and electro sensation. Yes, you're gonna get maximum range. Right now, you're not gonna get maximum range with her, with this build, with the crit build. But if you go with the non-crit build, electric condense, right, you're gonna get your maximum range. You're getting some more damage, but it's a constant damage. You have no crit whatsoever, but all the damage is constant. So let me know what you want to do, guys. Tell me how you can do a work around this. You know, let me know. What do you think? So that's it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye.